Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to class. Welcome to everyone in the recording and everybody in the live class today. Let's get started with some warm-ups. And this is great to see. We have good energy levels today. Always good to see that people are feeling well and maybe up for some new material today. Thanks for the laugh, guys. All right, so we'll do warm-up, standing meditation, some review, and I will go over single palm changes today. I know we haven't really gone over that in detail, although I've referenced it while we're doing some circle walking. And if you are hearing any noises today, my son is homesick, so don't mind that. He's doing fine, but he is here with us. So let's start with our warm-ups. Let's just kind of roll the shoulders back one at a time. Start a little small and isolated. Kind of feel the space between your shoulder blades. Just notice maybe where you've been carrying any tension. And let's kind of roll back individually. Just really think about opening the chest, rolling the shoulders back. You can do it together this time a few times. Remembering to hold your core. We don't want to overarch. We can kind of individually just check in with this upper body and shoulders. Isolate a few more. Shrug up, release. Shrug up, release. Do a few of those. And then let's move into some bigger arm circles. We can do one side at a time, just kind of loosen up. Both sides. Let's protect our head with one hand, spiral to the side. Repeat a few times on each side. To the front. Backs of the hands together, stretch, feel that space between your shoulder blades. Overhead, same thing. Now for the neck, just gently look side to side. Gently look down and up. Ear to shoulder. It's been a while since we did this one. Go ahead and stretch behind you. And let's pulse the hand a few times. I'll move a little bit closer to the camera so you can see this one. I'm getting a little glare here. Tip my camera down, but stretch this hand behind you and open your palm really big a few times. Open the palm, just kind of pulse your hands. Look back at your hand and then look away. Stretch your neck the opposite direction, just gently. And go back and forth. Look at your hand, stretch your neck, look away. Look at your hand, stretch your neck, look away. Just a few times. Pulsing the fingers open, stretching your hand, stretching through the palm. Look away. Look at your hand, look away. Same thing on the other side. So kind of back at an angle, maybe a 45-degree angle back. Look at the hand, open your palm, really stretch, then look away. Back at your hands. You can turn your palm in if you want. Look away, but you can leave it there. Let's do a few more little shoulder shrugs up and down. And then widen the stance. We'll do our circles at the waist. Make sure you go both directions, to the left, to the right, clockwise, counterclockwise. Okay. Hands out a little bit. Let's push the pelvis forward to the side, back, side, and just rotate the pelvis. Circle your wrists at the same time, loosening up. You can go a little bit deeper if you want to, through your back. Change directions, just make sure you go both ways. It doesn't matter which direction you start. Circling the wrists, circling the hips. All right, we can move into a bow stance. Not too wide. Go ahead and push the hips forward again. Circling, hopefully getting a nice little stretch through the hip flexor. Both sides, switch your feet. And if you feel sticky at all in your circles, if you feel stuck or like you're, maybe pinching somewhere, just change your positioning, change your leg position, just make the adjustments so that you can, circle and get some mobility comfortably. All right, let's move down to the floor. All right, hands in the middle. We will circle at the waist again, a few times each direction, and just stretch to your comfort level. You don't have to go really deep if you're not feeling that today. And then for a little bit more stretch in the back of the legs or behind the knees, go to each knee, place your hands on either side of your knee, small circles, a few times each direction, just loosening up the hips, stretching through the backs of the legs a little bit. Just remember to go make your circles in both directions a few times. And do both knees. And then finish back in the middle. A few circles left, a few circles right. You can bring your knees and your feet together. If you need a cushion, if you don't have a rug, if you need a cushion under your back or a pillow or something to make yourself more comfortable, you can do that. We're not going to stay here a long time today. Just want to lean back, relax. And just stay here with your knees up for a minute. Try to see if you can stretch out your spine against the floor a little bit. And just count 9 breaths in and out. Open your arms, palms up. 9 breaths in and out, count on your own, starting now. Slowly come up. And slowly get back on your feet. Nice and easy. You can grab a little drink if you'd like. And let's do our standing meditation. We'll just move through our hand positions. I'll come a little bit closer to the camera today. We'll just do this quietly today, and I'll just prompt when we do our hand changes. So first position, relax, take some deep breaths, and remember you can adjust your feet and adjust your posture as needed. Deep breath, let it go, and we'll begin. Second hand position, just remember to keep your pelvis lightly tucked, your low back neutral. Third position, hands about heart height. Remember to relax your face and jaw. Fourth position. Slowly lower your hands into the fifth position, about waist height. Last hand position. A little bend in the elbow, palms face forward. Relax. You can move your hands and your feet. Feel free to get another little drink of water before we transition into the next thing. All right, so let's keep going. We're going to start with Bagua first today, and then we will review Strike Tiger a little bit later before we end. I just want to make sure we're reviewing some of the newer things that we're learning. So let's begin with the 8 inner palms. And as a reminder, I'll just go through again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to reverse this. Okay. So I'm just going to do a real quick warm up. So don't worry too much if this is a review or if this is newer. We're just going to practice our circle walking. You can put something in the middle, or you don't need to, but let's just begin with our 8 inner palms. Okay. Follow along. Let's begin. Always start with your inside. I'm going to put something in the middle for me just as a reference point. I think that might be easier for you all to have a visual cue as well. So let's go ahead, lift your inside leg. 1, 2. All right. That's how we begin. Other Bagua forms, I'm sorry. We can begin with our scooping, just like this, all right? And then let's make it easy today, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just follow along, raising your arms into the second position. Change to the third. Change to the fourth. Change number 5. Change into number 6. Number 7. And 8, count another 8 steps. Okay, I'm going to change my position a little bit here. So we're going to keep going. We're going to do a single palm change right back into Heavenly Horse Walks in the Void again. Then we're going to pick up and we're going to count our 8 positions again, but backwards. And I'm just, for simplicity's sake, we're going to say this is number 1, and then we'll just keep going and changing our hand positions. I'll give you the cue. All right, starting with your inside leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, change. Number 2. Change number 3. Change number 4. Change number 5. Change number 6. Change number 7. Change number 8 and count your final 8 steps. Scoop heaven and earth. Back to center. All right, so I wasn't watching, we have a couple people on the shared camera today, so I wasn't watching. Are you guys walking one circle together? Yes, perfect. All right, that's perfect. So if we have multiple, I know this is different because we're doing it on Zoom, but if we were in a live class, you guys did that perfectly. You didn't get confused or make 2 circles or bump into each other. So if we were doing this in class with multiple people, we would all be in a line, all walking the same circle, the same direction. So if you're practicing with a couple people, or if you're sharing a room, you don't need to make small individual circles. You can both walk the same ones. That was perfect. Way to go with that. Okay, I wanted to review the 8 inner palms. I want to go over single palm changes today because we're doing Bagua, but the single palm change is really one of the basics that I feel like we need if we're going through this. So I'm going to break this down. I'm going to change my camera angle. I'm going to break this down a little bit. So as we're coming to the end there, right, it doesn't really matter where, well, let's pay attention to where we're ending with our feet, okay? When we take our final step, is our inside foot forward? Is our outside foot forward? What we want for the single palm change is we want to stop with our outside foot forward, and we're going to swing in this toe, okay? Brush up the other arm, swing out the other toe, and we're going to change like this. So that's the full thing. I'm going to move this out of the way now. And I'm just going to show a few times in place, okay? So if I'm this direction, and we're going to imagine that we are each other's opponent. So the camera, or if you have a mirror, however you want to do this to check yourself, okay? And we're going to go back to our hands are in the target position like this, okay? I want to make sure you can see my hands and my feet here. And so here's the whole thing. Single palm change. I'm just going to demonstrate a few times. Okay, single palm change. And this is how we change direction on the circle. So what are my feet doing? My feet, I'm going to turn this one in. So my toes are basically pointing in, okay, figure 8 stance. It seems a little awkward, but then we're going to swing the other one out. That's how we change our bow stance, right? So we have a bow stance, basically a bow stance this direction when we're walking the circle. And to change directions, we're going to swing this toe in and change our bow stance the other way, right? So even though we're opposite, we're imagining still that we're going to walk the circle, okay? The arms for this, brush up from the bottom of the elbow all the way up to the wrist and separate. I'm going to come a little bit closer for this, okay? So you won't be able to see my feet now, but I want you to be able to see my hands a little more clearly, okay? Brush up your own arm, change your hands. From your elbow, brush up your own arm, change your hands. Okay, so we're doing the feet and we're doing the hands. Brush up the outside, never up the inside, okay? Because this is where your opponent's arm is going to be. What we're doing is we're brushing off the opponent's other arm. And you can use a little tension. You can use a little friction here. Imagine somebody's grabbing you like this and you're pushing them off, right? Okay. So from here, basically, your target's basically hand under elbow, brush up the outside of your arm, change your hands, change direction. From the elbow, brush up the outside. Brush up the outside, right? So every time I'm changing, I'm coming from the elbow, the outside of the forearm and up. Elbow, outside of the forearm, up the wrist and the back of the hand, right? Brush. This is the details for the single palm change. So try all of this together. Okay, so from here, turn your toe in, toe out, change your hands. I'm going to back up so you can see my whole body again. So we're imagining this is the center of our circle here between me and you, okay? So that's why I said, if this is the inside of our circle, this leg is back, turn in, change, sorry, wrong hands. If you get confused, just remember, we're walking a circle and the circle's in the middle. So this would be the direction I would be circle walking, right? I'm going this direction. I stop here. I want to change directions. Brush. Okay. Circle, the center of the circle is in the same place. I'm going to continue to face the camera. This is how we change directions in Bagua. Single palm change. There's also a double palm change, but we're going to just do one thing at a time. Toes in. Toes in, brush up. Back in your stance. Toes in, brush. Back in your stance. Toes come in, brushing off in the middle, ready to go the next direction. Brush up the outside of the arm, change direction. Okay, keep going. Let me peek at you. Let's see it. Let's see it. I want to see how it's looking. Not bad, not bad. All right. Let's try that. Let's make our little circle. So put this in the middle again. So let's try that, okay? So always starting with our inside leg, we're gonna walk our circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just make sure that your outside foot is forward, right? Outside foot is forward, turn your toe in. You're protecting the center of your body. You're brushing up here, protecting the center of your body and changing direction, right? Protect your center, change direction. Brush up, change direction. From here, go ahead, walk another 8 steps again, or however many steps you need to take to face the camera. We'll make it simple for today. Brush, change direction, and walk. Let's do this a few times, right? Focus on the center of the circle. Stop. Single palm change. And walk 1 complete circle till we face each other again. Single palm change. Walk 1 complete circle. Single palm change. Walk another circle. Single palm change. Walk another circle. Single palm change. All right, awesome. Let's see where we're at for time here. Okay. Let's review Striped Tiger since that's also new to us. So I'm going to start again just by demonstrating Striped Tiger left and right a few times. I know this is newer, so if you're having trouble, just follow along. Striped Tiger left and right. I'm just going to demonstrate slow and smooth, just follow along. And then I'll start adding details. So from the center, Striped Tiger left and right, split, step back into a bow stance, grab and pull, strike. Back to center, split, step back into a bow stance, turn and grab, turn and strike. Back to center, palms open. I can come up a little bit closer here. Back to center, palms open, split and sink, step back, shift back. Okay. Split and sink, step back, shift back. Shift back to the center again. Split, sink, step back, bow stance, shift back. Striped Tiger left and right. From the center, split and sink, step back into a bow stance, shift back, grab and pull, strike. Palms open, shift back to center. Remember to keep your pelvis tucked. Step back, shift back, grab and pull, strike. So for our stance, we're neutral 50-50. Then we get ready for an empty step back, right? So we gotta have 100% on this leg. Empty step back, turn, turn, shift back, split and sink, step back, shift back. We'll slow it down a little bit. palms are open as we split and step back. We grab and pull. Then this fist back here, this one will close and come around to strike. I'm going to turn so that you guys can see this from the side. Okay, I hope that helps to see that from another view. I'll turn back here. So split and sink, empty step back, place the toe, place the heel, shift and turn as we grab, turn as we strike, okay? It'll come a little bit closer. I think it's a little hard to see the hands sometimes. Split, grab and pull, strike. Just focusing on the hands now. Split. This is grab. You're going to grab somebody's wrist, grab and pull, strike to the forehead or to the temple. Don't strike yourself though while you're doing this, okay? You always want to have some room there. Strike your opponent, not yourself, right? Split, grab and pull, strike. Just focus on the arms now. Back to center, palms open, split, grab and pull, strike, right? There's still at least a hand's distance here. When I finish my strike, there's still at least a hand's distance here because we don't want to strike ourselves, as I said. Bagua, circle walking, confuse the opponent, not yourself. Strike the opponent, not yourself, right? Things to keep in mind. Strike tiger left and right. And a reminder for your stance is that we always want to have our knees and our toes pointing the same direction, right? So this is a lot of shifting and turning. So that's the arms, back to the stance. Okay, split from 50-50 to 100 and 0. That's our weight split. Place the toe, place the heel. This is a bow stance, right? And when we shift and turn and pull, it's probably going to want to turn our forward facing toe in a little bit, right? Okay, and that's just fine, right? So when I turn and grab, this is at the same time, this toe is going to come in a little bit. That way my knee and my toe are facing the same direction. I'm not going to try to keep my toe facing forward, okay? So that front toe comes in a little bit, right? And then our knee and our toe face the same direction, and our waist turn finishes our strike here, but this knee and this toe, even though we turn our waist to strike, our stance is solid, and this knee and toe are going to continue facing the direction, the same direction, right? So just a note on stances, don't hurt your knees. Split, step back, shift back, right? So I'm doing just like we're doing a little bit similar with our single palm changes. We turn one toe in, we turn one toe out. Turn one toe in, we turn one toe out, right? This sort of thing. Sorry, I'm not keeping my hands in the middle. But the important thing is turn one toe in, turn one toe out. Turn one toe in, one toe out. It's Taoism. We always have these opposite things going on, right? Same thing in Tai Chi, palms opposite. So with that, let's make sure that's a couple of new and newer things for today. So let's do an easy one, right? So here's our opposites that I'm talking about. Let's do parting wild horses mane, left and right. Relax, sink into your lower body. Keep your hips tucked under to the corner. Rock back, hold the ball, cat stance. Look where we're going, look to the corner. Bottom hand comes up on the inside, open. Hold the ball, cat stance. Bottom hand comes up on the inside, open to the corner. Keep going, parting wild horses mane, left and right. And part of why we do reminders, especially if we have practiced only the right side of a form for a while, which generally, if you've done the Tai Chi long form, you've probably mostly done it on the right side. And it's easy for our hands to get mixed up, for our feet to get mixed up. So if you just remind yourself, bottom hand comes up on the inside, and you might find that you have a preference for one hand, that's fine. Just remind yourself, bottom hand on the inside. And anytime we're going through these postures left and right, just see if you're keeping things consistent and changing, alternating when we do the left side and the right side. So parting wild horses mane, keep going. And if you're confused, just remember Taoism, one hand up, one hand down. Even though they change, you finish with one hand up, one hand down. Our palms are usually opposite, at least when we are beginning or finishing a posture. Okay. I just want to ask, are there any immediate questions? Anything you need answered today? All right. Awesome. Well, that was something new and something for review. So let's just keep it simple for today. And as always, feel free to reach out with questions, and we'll see you next week. Bye.